The video you're seeing on your screen is taken in Birmingham, and it's some young Muslim lads just attacking some England fans watching the football in a beer garden. Now, I thought this was worth sharing because we're told by the mainstream media that England fans are a racist bunch of idiotic lunatics. However, here we're not really seeing much reporting on this at all when things are the other way around. Now, I dare say the media would have a lot more to say if this was the other way around and the England fans will say, at a mosque, abusing Muslims. If that was the case, we'd have the typical celebrities crying their eyes out, Keir Starmer talking about how bad Islamophobia is, and The Guardian banging on about fascism. This whole thing is very ironic as well, because social media is full of videos like the one on your screen at the moment. This is a young black fella making out that he's going to get attacked because England lost. Yet in reality, what you really have is ethnic minorities attacking England fans. It's just the media aren't so keen on talking about that. Second to that as well, as if that fellow would get attacked in London of all places, where there are barely any white English left anyway. But as I've said many times on this channel, what's really going on here is the modern ideology we all suffer under. This idea that ethnic minorities are always virtuous and innocent, and white males are always toxic and bad. That's why if England won the Euros, it would be down to diversity, but if we lost, it would be down to evil, racist, toxic bigots. But if we're truly honest with ourselves, this ideology isn't going to stop. We've already sacrificed around 20,000 children in the north of England due to the grooming gangs, as the police and media were too frightened to report on it because they'd be called racist. And yet, of course, we know it's happening, the authorities know it's happening, and the authorities know that we know it's happening. Yet no one will do anything apart from parrot the ideological line, which is always, it's a far-right conspiracy that we have a problem with grooming gangs. They just take you for damn fools and parrot this typical line that there are more white men accused of sexual offences, ignoring that that isn't per capita basis. Of course, Muslims are massively overrepresented on the whole, but the UK is still majority white, at least for now, so you're going to have more pure numbers, but it's the rate of offending in Muslims is much higher. And secondly, from my time in London, I've noticed some odd behaviour from, let's just say, what look like Middle Eastern men, and that was confirmed by a news TV presenter recently.
Now I'm going to do something which most journalists and presenters wouldn't dare do. That is going down the route of a particularly taboo story that is close to my heart, shall we say. And I'll tell you why. It's all about crimes and migrants committing crimes. And I'll tell you why this is particularly close to my heart. Because to coin a favourite phrase of the left wing, it has been my lived experience over the past 3 years or so that a lot of crimes happening against women especially seem to be committed by people who aren't from this country. I've been followed home with a man in one of those Afghan kolpol hats chuntering away in some language all the way to my front door. I had to hide in my neighbour's house and pretend I didn't live in my house because he was lurking around outside trying to do indecent things to himself. That's right. I've also had my phone robbed off me by a Roma woman with a scarf on. And I'm like, yeah, what are we doing here? Who are these people? Why are we importing all this stuff? I cannot walk down the street where I live anymore without weird men leering at me, making comments. Look, I'm not one of these Me Too movement women. When it was builders whistling, wolf whistling from vans, I don't care. Sometimes it brightens up your day. Because what they don't do is they don't get into your personal space. They don't trail you. They don't physically approach you. They don't follow you to your front door.
Now, of course, this woman will be called racist for saying all of that, as I will be for making this very video. However, it shows us what situation we're really in at the moment. The mainstream is not going to change its line at all, so this is only going to get worse. So it seems the solution is obvious. It's to stay away from the major conurbations that have been quote-unquote enriched. And that's not because I hate anybody, it's simply because I'm seeing reality as it is. Am I lying that the world has become more unsafe in the past decade or so? Personally, I'm hoping for a reawakening of strong communities with strong values that can combat the onslaught of globalism, where people are peaceful and healthy, but also take no crap when people are getting violent or creepy around women. These are just my views, however. Do let me know what you think down below, and do consider subscribing to the channel.